Use my affiliate link to support the channel down in the description. So, Bob the Builder. Don't own Thruster, sadly I would have them in there. Well, fair enough. 50 cards, 3 Shrouded, you love to see it. 3 High Spirits, 3 Duplication, 3 Talons. I think that's where you can probably really start editing down on the list. I think that those 3 ratios on those cards might get a bit bricky because they're very dependent cards. They require you to have other cards or your opponent to do something. So I think Talents could go down to 2 at the very least. Duplication could stay at 3 or even go down to 2. And High Spirits could either go to 2 or stay at 3, but you want to run more dragons at that point. I don't think you run enough dragons for just 3. So run more Saronir at that point. Take out the high. I think Brand White isn't necessary. I like the Brand in Blazing Branded King. Very good card. Adlib in the side is a bad side deck card, so I'd take that out. Eclipse is very good for an Imperm going first. That's why I think it's even main deck worthy, but given this list, you don't really have the room, and you have a really nice board breaker package, and the extra is just solved. So I think, you know, just make those additions. Riley Evans, not in it currently, but this is the most goo list of all time. DM is actually 3rd fusion deployment. All right, what is going on with this list? What's the goo? I get it. Like, it's cool. It's cool what you're trying to do here. I'd say the hand traps, the nib is really bad right now in the main deck, so I would probably take out the nib. The DM is actually a 3rd fusion deployment. Interesting. Wait, this isn't even the list. I don't know. I don't think Heraxials and SP and Zombie Vampire Disappear should be in here. You're not really doing synchro plays in this deck. You're trying to resolve Branded Fusion if it's at 3, so side deck hand traps is not great in 60 cards. I don't know. I would go back to the lab with this one. I would just I think Synchro Branded's pretty dead until the Whitewood stuff comes out, so I'd, you know, wait for the Whitewood stuff before trying Synchro Branded. We do have card limits updated. God Numeron list, as you guys always know, how we do it here with the card limits, updated deck lists every week. We love to see his updates, and of course, what does he have for us this week? Simulators were baffling me with probability laws, so I did real life test hands, found the spare free download classic games, and then saving my username, uninstalling Master Duel. I don't know what that means, but hey man, your deck looks fire, and I do love the fact that you're using Monster Reborn the second, of course. You're able to use really cool things like Ghostwoods and Numeron Wall to just have Balphase tricks and just that really work for you with things like Raw, you know, capitalizing over the life point difference, and then you're able to abuse things like Monster Reborn. And then cards like Revive Sky God are just so good. You got a bunch of draw cards between Pav Avarice and Tatsu no Shinjoken. I feel like Pop Desires might go hard in this list, you know. I'm pretty sure you've tested Desires in here and have talked about it before, you know. Braxton Thomas only owned 1 Thrust. Well, fair enough. So this is Braxton's list that he has here. Channel member Braxton Thomas in the chat. Shout out to you. Thank you very much for being a channel member and supporting the channel. $5 a month. If you guys want to be a bit like Braxton, so click that join button down below. You get a hold of the coaching group chat. You get to remote duel me on stream. You even get all my deck lists early. You get to support the channel and getting your name at the end of all my videos. So very great perks. I like the main deck a lot. Actually, I like the Pod Desires. I'd just get rid of the Super Polys. I don't think Super Poly is very worth it right now. I think you could use Book of Eclipse to be a Imperm out going first. And going second as a board breaker. It's the only change I'd make. I like the list besides that. Adlib you could probably take out for a second star or third Sarnier, but I think Adlib's fine. I just think it's a bit bricky. I like the second loss with Desires, actually. I think that's pretty spicy. Something I've actually debated on doing myself. You know, solved extra deck, as we've talked about. Side deck, Tikaboo in the 60 card deck. We love Yuri Diaz. I love Yuri Diaz to death. Shout out to Yuri, man. But one Tikaboo in 60 is not the play. So, yeah, no, I would just remove that for the most part and just get something more impactful. The D-Barrier also, you only need one because it is thrustable, so you don't need the 3. Blade Knight, so no 3 Super Poly. Yeah, Super Poly's bad right now, guys. I think, like, people were asking me this about... I answered this before, but, on stream today. But, like, yeah, no, like, 3 Super Poly's bad right now, guys. Like, Super Poly, what boards are you Super Polying? There was Melodious boards that we were Super Polying, but the thing is that Melodious isn't really that represented right now, so I think that Super Poly really lost a lot of cash with that. I think next format, Super Poly, we can reevaluate. I think it will be probably pretty good next format, but we'll see. I also think it lost a lot of value in the mirror match with how people are playing Branded better. Yeah. No, I think you should make those changes, but I like the side too. Evenly Dark Ruler. I think the Cosmics could be taken out for Lightning Storms, though. GZ1K with their post-info Ritual Beast deck, which is really cool. We even had Medolce post-info come on. We're also doing tournaments, guys, every week. They're basically every Friday at this point. But yeah, we do Mega Games GX Locals post-info, where we host DB tournaments and even eventually remote duel tournaments. Where we play post-info, we play the new format, we get some testing in, and it's all a fun time. And we've been getting some cool breakdowns, like Yubel's been doing very well. We had Medolce showed up. It's a lot Branded, of course, but, you know. Voiceless won actually our first one, which was cool, and then Raul won our second locals, so shout to them. Shout to Prophecy Wiz for winning the first one, and then Raul winning the second one. EPA, can I just place in the YouTube chat? I don't use Discord, you can roast me. Yeah, sure, EPA, I got you. 3 Quem, I Quemmed. Who was on 3 Quem there? He was on 3 Quem? I like 3 Quem. 3 Quem is actually something like I've very much debated on. Quem is just so high value. I do think the Ritual Beast core is definitely really cool. It's going to be really good with the new support. I just think that, you know, it's going to be one of those decks that plays like... I mean, I don't know if it's going to be still that deck that plays a 45-minute turn 1. But it'll be interesting if they ran past that. So I'd like to see what this deck ends up doing. I think this looks pretty good, pretty standard. Not a lot of hand traps, though. I think the Shifter, though, Shifter will kind of carry this deck a lot, so... Zelda Duelist in his deck list. We got Zelda Duelist here. Current iteration Branded I'm rocking with. Magician Souls I pulled today, so I wanted to try it out. As it has been pretty decent thus far in testing. Second Grand Guignol isn't an option just yet. Okay, I get it, I get it. I do like the Magician Soul. That is kind of spicy because you get to, like, kind of do stuff and, like, draw cards. Also, maybe with the Dark Magician, it does synergize pretty nicely with the Dark Magician, so it's pretty nice being able to spec it out. Like, by Zelda Duelist here, he does not have the thrust in, so definitely, like, that's something to improve on in the future, but you do have the 3 fusion duplication as always in order to play past that. You know, I think if you don't have thrust, running 3 fusion duplication is definitely an option, as, like, a lot of people have been running it lately, and to a lot of success in the main deck, like Yuri and Nightfall. So then you see the Havness here, which is pretty nice. I think Havness helps you, like, kind of recur things. You are on 2 Albion, though, so good job, good job. Got the Proskenion is interesting with the Super Poly. I think Proskenion's really good with Super Poly. What are you missing out on, though, if you're running Dragoon and Proskenion? Oh, the second Grand Guignol, I got it. And then the main deck Masquerade. It's spicy. I feel like, you know, you're doing the best with what you got, kind of thing. I think the Super Poly could definitely go, though, and prep and rate. Oh, my music. Also, guys, 857 rating. Let's go, let's go. I'm about to hit 1K. But not about to, but we're getting close. Yeah, I would run this side deck, honestly, over, like, what you got going right now, just because your side deck's a bit all over the place, and side decks sorry, hand traps are kind of weak in the deck, not gonna lie. Obviously, you gotta craft to your meta and all that, but I think it'll give you a good idea. Let me see. I gotta plug this guy in over here. Oh, and now we have a new deck list by Raul. What is this? Is this a curse deck list? This is a Keeper of Dragon Magic branded deck with Saravis and main deck Phantasme. So you just have this is just like high spirits the deck. You just have so many high spirits. I give this deck like, I give it an A for effort, but like an F for just like execution, because you have way too many normal summons on top of like Phantasme just being a brick against most decks, Saravis being one of the worst hand traps in the game. Main deck Dark Ruler is spicy. Grizel's Prison is cool. The Raigeki Dark Hole is just funny. Plus 3 Eldritches. For some reason, you're using 2 of the alt arts plus the normal, and then you're running 3 Grizels, and then you're using 2 normal art Spooky Dogwood, and you're using 1 alt art. So this deck honestly is in the running for the worst list of the night. I will give that you credit on that, Raul. You know, Raul, you're one of the best branded players I know, if not, you know, so it's just like, you know, I'm glad we have highs and lows in this friendship of ours. High spirits the deck. This is why I would take 2 American regional. Oh no. Not the smack talk. Kendall Brown, I kind of want to try sword, maybe drop 1 talents. I saw sword lines and it looked pretty cool. Yeah, I have a sword combo on my channel if you haven't checked it out already. Highly recommend it with Raul. That can really just like give you the lowdown of how the card works, and you can kind of go from there. I don't see your deck list. You can post it. You can post it, EPA. I don't see your deck list. Please post your deck list, EPA, in the chat if you can. This is, yeah, no, this is in the, I don't know if there's been any other deck that is this based yet. Sammy K is asking, like, why do we have Phantasme and Saravis here? I can guess, but I don't like that answer enough, so I want to hear it from the devil's mouth. The code. Oh. I don't know how to use codes, I'm being honest. You have to send me like an Imgur link or something. A Numeron code? Yeah, I can't do that on my computer, unfortunately. If you can take like a screenshot and like send me the link to it, that would work. Noah Luber LMAO. And Noah Luber in here is just funny. All you need is the Bestial Luber. Alright, let's keep going down some deck lists. Knock some out. Sir Cranberry with some spicy Black Goat laughs in the main deck, which is kind of cool. Black Goat laughs in the main, pretty standard main deck. I think that Black Goat laughs is one of those cards that's like one of the best discard fodders in the game, and if your deck can mill at all, it's like free to run. We're obviously not milling. I mean, he doesn't run Shiren, so it's like, you know, even besides with just Shiren, it's not really justification enough. So I think that overall, Black Goat is kind of spicy. I don't know if I'd run in here. You can obviously send it off a Droplet, off of Lubellion. I mean, is Numeron on the computer? No, it's not. This is a cool list. I like the side deck too. Very solid. Extra deck, very solid. Not too much to say. I'd say the Black O is just spicy. And he says it's pretty good. We have Thorbin's list here with 60 card with the Tearlaments, some Patchwork. Not bad. I like the main deck actually. I mean, Patchwork I think is bricky, but you're running a pretty small engine, so I think it's fine. Especially with the allures, I would just worry on bricking. You need high spirits though in the deck. Definitely need high spirits. I think Banishment is cool because you can like get around the mirror match like really easily with that card. Just having that in the main deck, being able to go like normal Luber, losing die roll against Gimmick Lock, and still being able to play pretty hard or crack the whole board. Is that Xenoblade music I hear in the background? Of course, Kendall, it is. Very good background music. They won't read it. That's why I run it over a Luber, says Raul. I think Keeper is better for American region, though. Oh, boy. Yeah, this is a cool deck. Cool list. I think we're seeing a lot of like homogenization of branded builds at this point. Like the build is starting to get solved. Jake the Mountain Man's Gimmick Puppet post info list is pretty cool. He's running Nobleman a crossout though. I don't know what that's for. I think that's supposed to be crossout designator. Yeah, this deck's going to be doing a whole lot of FTKs and a whole lot of FTKs only. I'm just like, how does this deck go second, though? You need to, like, hopefully draw 2 or 3 hand traps each time, and you don't facilitate that many hand traps to do that, so it's not like Snake Eye. West Virginia's finest. How can I improve this deck? I don't have Thrust, but I do have Nadir Servant. LOL, too broke for Thrust. I mean, the Nadir's fine if you have no Thrust. I think the main deck's actually quite solid. Just take out the Super Poly and, like, maybe main Eclipses to get over Imperm, you know? Also, you could always take it down to 50, you know? Remove the Super Polys, remove, like, Sword, remove the Blazing Brand King, and then, like, get down to a nice 50 with, like, remove Adlib. Like, remove a Tragedy, all that fun stuff. Remove, like, a High Spirits or 2. Still a good list, though. Blazing Branded Kings. Yubel. Shout out to Yuri Diaz. His Yubel Branded deck right here. This deck looks a bit interesting. You have 3 Nightmare Throne right there. Let me zoom in on it. 3 Nightmare Throne with Nadir. What is the Nadir package there for? You do have the new Phantom of Yubel, which is basically an Omni effect negate. Monster effect negate, which is really good. Get the Papa Yubel out of your deck. Oh, he's running the dinosaur too. You get to you run UTC plus evolution pill plus this dinosaur that you get to like pop out UTC for free, I guess. It's really cool with Nightmare Throne. It's kind of interesting, honestly. With a small Yubel package, I think this is something that we could actually consider. I think this is the only Yubel build for Branded that I've seen actually work. So I think that, you know, I think this is actually going to be something I test in the future. I want to make a video on it. I think Yubel Branded could work with this. Yubel Branded with dinos, yeah. Because dinos, like, synergize really well with with the destruction aspect of Yubel. So I think that being able to bust out UTC going first or second is pretty big. Pretty good. Like, on top of the Yubel stuff, you get to run the Phantom, which also gives you a way to burn in time, Super Poly targets. It makes your Super Poly, like, way better. Yeah, you run the one dino. I forgot what this is, but you run this guy right here, who basically he's like a dark, so he synergizes with the branded aspect. You can set off a branded fusion, you know, get the pill, get the guy. What's the combo? I'm not sure actually. It seems pretty straightforward. It's a build from the OCG that Yuri's been liking a lot actually. I'll make a video on it though. I'll talk with Yuri, have him on, and we'll make like a small combo guide or something on this build. The Nadir Servant's pretty cool too. I don't really know if you need Nadir in a build like this. Dino pop the T. They trigger and make the fusion for free. Oh, okay. So you make the Yubel fusion for free through it. That's cool. Here's Maxie's plant list. Shout out to channel member Maxie in the chat. I think this is Jess is my favorite plant girl. That's fair. I like this list. It's basically Jess's list, right? Like, is there any difference between this and Jess's list? I mean, I see the rivalry. I see the crossout package. I feel like that's different. It's cool though. Like, how have you been liking plants? I mean, I see a lot of like one-ofs for the crossout package. I probably won't be running, but I think you probably have to run in a deck like this. And then the rivalry is interesting, but I get it. I get it, honestly. It makes sense. It's pretty good in the deck. I think a lot of decks kind of play through rivalry at the moment, though. All right, let's get like a few more and then be done with it. We got Tay's Code Talker channel member in the chat's deck list. Not sure if he's here right now. This is his current list. Boys, I need some help. I think he did get some help, so it's probably changed by now. But I do like the 49 card deck list. I'd just always go 50 or 60 or like 45 essentially with brand or anything between 40 and 50. I think the Book of Moon or Book of Eclipse is cool. I think you need droplets though. You're definitely missing droplets. So put in droplets, put in Dark Ruler, one of the two. Then you're probably just looking fine for this build, to be honest, and just keep it at 50. Like the 3 cart, obviously. Just trying to skip a lot of the standard stuff that we see with a lot of these lists at this point. And just talk about like the stuff that stands out to me, so we can get through more lists, as you guys can see. I can't go like card by card with these lists anymore with how many lists we get posted. Which is fine. I do like the Snatch Steal plus the Change of Heart. I do like that. I do like that Mind Controlled, Nibiru, all that fun stuff. EU free Keck W, says Kendall Brown. Exactly, bro. You guys just keep losing to plants, Raul. You're talking about American regionals being free. Like, get over your plant issue first, buddy. Yeah, no, this is a cool build. I would just like adjust those things. Also, you need double Guignol for sure. I think that's just a thing though. He doesn't have the double Guignol. Yeah, here's the other version of the this is like the actual build from the OCG that Yuri took it from. They're only running Nadir though because they only have Brand Fusion at 1 and like opening, so they like actually have to run Nadir.